It's just going to be a very special live stream. I have a feeling. It's already been special here. The pre-show, you've missed it. It was crazy. I have Ryan here with me. He's not behind the bar. He's causing trouble behind his table.
It feels really good to be up at the table of this bar.
That's right. Yeah. That's right.
Nutmeg Tavern table side.
I was going to give him some water. He complained.
I didn't want nutmeg water.
It's all the better for it. Welcome everyone to the Nutmeg Tavern. We are live and we're going to be speaking about fun 18th century stuff. Actually, the actual artifacty, well, what do you call them? Reproduction things that we sell.
Yeah.
And I've got Ryan here to help me do that because he was the person who put together the catalog this year. And on the other side of the time vortex, on the far, far reaches 200 years into the future, somewhere about your time, Lauren is on the console.
Hello.
And Ivy is, Lauren's in the chat. Ivy's on the console.
Hi, everybody.
He's already really kind of messed with my head today. So
I wanted the Looney Tunes sound effect.
Yeah. So tell me about this catalog, Ryan.
It's a catalog, and I don't remember how many of these have I been working on now? Maybe 6 of them? I don't know. But it was a fun one to do. We did a lot of little photo shoots for it, and we had a lot of fun. It's been interesting to just kind of learn about photography along the way when doing catalogs, and now kind of focus in on exactly what you want, what kind of photos you want. It's a lot of fun to experiment with every year.
Yeah, I remember when I first started doing catalog photography back in the 90s, like 90, 91, 92, 93, and I was shooting on 4x5 film.
Yeah.
And so that I could shoot it 1 for 1. So a catalog would go in the picture and the negative was exactly the same size as the image. So it was giant negatives. That was a long time ago.
So were you like trimming them with razor blades? And
No,
that sort of thing?
we didn't do any ruby lifts. I think the publishers of it, the people who actually put it together, might have done rubies on it. I never had to do any ruby lifts. So.
And there was the one time that they snipped a little bit of Mom's nose off in the catalog.
Yeah,
Oh,
they
really?
kind of when they were trimming the ruby, they just whoop, and then it's like getting a nose job right there.
I didn't know that Whitney had ever been in the catalog.
Yeah, she's been.
Okay.
She was in the catalog.
All right.
Right. Those pictures are still embarrassing to her, even though they're really cool.
Did you develop the film?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Right.
So shot it, developed it,
Yes.
and then at what point did you hand it off to the publisher?
Yeah.
Did you even like lay it out and say this is where I want things to go, or did they
kind of, yeah. But then later on, we were like one of the first with the people, the printers. We were one of the first people that started using a digital camera.
Okay.
Of their customers. And they were like, what do we do with this?
You brought in a stack of floppy disks. This
Right,
long.
exactly. Right. And the camera shot 640 by 480.
Okay.
That was the pixels you had to work with.
All right.
So
Better not mess up. No wasted space.
yeah, exactly. So we brought not lots, just some products to look at that are in the catalog, and a few that aren't in the catalog. But because we do all these live streams and all these videos, and very rarely do we actually talk about the things we sell.
Yeah.
So we thought, what the heck? Once or twice a year we would do that, catalog time, and sometimes around Christmas. Obviously you've seen things like the really cool dragon mugs. But we have some other products. So let's see here. Let's go ahead and run me up slide number 2. You can do it. There it is. So did these make it in the catalog?
No, not with that.
Do not recall if they're in there. They were pretty new when we were developing that one.
Yeah.
So these are the regular trade knives. We've had a lot of trouble. We've gone through how many trade knife makers now? Like 4, 5 trade knife makers?
At least, it seems like.
So this is our newest one. He's doing a good job. They're a little heavier. You get a blade. Sorry, I didn't give it to you. Oh, yeah, because he doesn't have his real glasses on. He's basically blind.
Yeah. My finger just went over there.
I was supposed to hand it to you handle first, but I didn't.
These feel really nice.
Right.
The finish is nice.
Right. So we do have knives like this that are available in the catalog. They're usually the premium knife. Thank you very much. The premium knife, but we do have these also on the website. So they're really cool knives. What is next in the? What's next? Ooh, hats. Oh gosh, it's way the heck over there. Ow. There we go. So hat blanks. Look at that. It looks like just a hole in the
It looks perfect.
a hole in the video. We'll go back to the picture. Hat blanks. So getting hat blanks is actually kind of hard to do. So there aren't a lot of people who have the blanks, but these can be made into all sorts of hats and time period. You can trim them down. You can turn them into tricorns and into slouch hats and just flat hats, and you can trim it and turn it into jockey caps. And
Yeah, this one came with one side already kind of bent up.
If you really
help
want to
you
be
see.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That looks good.
Right. And you wear this in the rain, and you get that cool look. Kind of flops down on you, and
and you can get one hat and wear it for years and turn it into 7 different styles. And
right,
look at that.
right. So there's the hats. Now we also have lots of tricorn hats. Obviously, I'm wearing one of these brown tricorn hats today. Those are in the catalog. There's like 3 pages of hats in the catalog.
There are 2. Yeah, there are 3 because the top hats are on the turn. So yeah, a lot of them are fur felt, and then they're wool felt equivalents, and so
right. So there's lighter wool felt ones, ones with trim, like the black one here. Some of them are heavier wool felt, some of them are lighter wool felt. So there are all kinds of kind of different price ranges on the hats. We also have, of course, knit hats.
Oh gosh.
Voyager caps.
You talk about all of that. There are like 7 pages of hats.
Right, exactly. And unfortunately, there's even that hat, which will soon be on the website. It's not in the catalog. This is
a prototype.
Yeah, it's a prototype, and it might look goofy, but it's very period.
It is, and yeah, I was attracted to these hats from looking at paintings, and then I had some friends encourage me that no, it's a really good period.
And they look cute on you.
Yeah,
it's really good.
Yeah, I was going for cute.
Yeah.
So
that's what you said to yourself when developing it. You're like, no, really, that's the vibe I'm going.
Right. And I asked my wife, and I said, hey, what do you think would make me even cuter? And she said nothing. And I said, think real hard. And she said, okay, there's only one thing. And so she sewed me this hat. And it worked. Made me even cuter.
So back to the slides. Somehow this one didn't make it up here, but that's all right. Frontier Lanterns, so I should have taken it without the wood background, but it kind of blends in. I put this in here specifically because this is one of the very first products we started to sell. How many years ago? 50 years ago. Like 50 years ago. This was one of our first products. Wooden lanterns that my grandfather made in the beginning, and then my father made, and then lots of people have made them for us since then. We still sell wooden lanterns, and the Frontier lantern like this is basically the first of the styles. And in fact, for a while, our company name was Frontier Lanterns because it was named after the lanterns. And we, yes, still sell them, although they're a little more expensive than they were in the beginning.
One of my favorite conversations to have with people in person at events is when they come up and they have their lantern and they're like, oh, I got this lantern from Townsend's and I got it 30 years ago and I still have it. And they'll say, I bought this from John's dad and his dad was making them at the time. And it's this really neat legacy thing.
Yeah, it was, we were at Martin Station and Mike Judson handed me a lantern, right? He said, I picked this up at an antique store. Oh. Of course, one of our lanterns, right? I flipped it over and boop, right there was Dad's signature on the bottom because when my grandfather made them, he signed them, and then when my father made them. So you can kind of see, sometimes they would even date them so that you would know that, when you saw them in the antique store, it's like, this was made by a guy 30 years ago. It's not an antique. But
So they're like, no, this is the real deal.
yeah. So we've got these really cool sealing wax sets. So if you want to seal your letters, and this is one of those things that, there's some products that not everybody needs, but I mean, basically everyone needs a sealing wax set. So we've got the sealing wax set. This one is, Josh made this one. And I said, Josh, pick your favorite. And of course he picked skull and crossed swords, along with the sealing wax. Now, this is real sealing wax. So sometimes you'll get sealing wax. If you get sealing wax and it doesn't make a kind of clicky noise, it kind of goes thud. Well, that's not sealing wax. That's called like hot glue.
Like you may be sealing plastic, like it works great.
Right.
Exactly.
It's very
It works
moldable.
great, but it's not what sealing wax is like in the time period. And you might think sealing wax is very wax-like, but it's actually a hard shellac that it melts and it makes a very, very hard seal.
I like these natural handles that we do now.
Yes.
I need to get a picture of that in the next catalog.
Oh.
Because it's still got the
It's
old-
got the yeah. Well, this
thank you.
was one of those changes that I made because Josh was taking 3 hours to make each handle, and so I said, there's got to be an easier way.
I like when he had when he stains them, there's that rack and they're just all
Right.
kind of dripping there.
Yeah.
But is one of the most, you're like, I know exactly what Josh is working on today.
Yeah,
right.
Yep.
Exactly. So yeah, some things are kind of made right here in the building, and it's one of those. Usually when you make things, it has a smell to it, right? So when we have the wooden bowls and Josh is finishing those, well, that's got a smell.
Yeah.
And when he's working on belts or whatever. And,
Yeah. And when he was pitching things,
Yeah.
wasn't there a refrigerator at one time in this area that had pitch in it?
yeah, it still is.
Yeah.
there.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
It's got to be kept at the right
I
temperature.
used to
Well-
work downstairs in Josh, kind of the same area, and there were some things that he would work on that I had to work somewhere else for.
Yeah. It's like I'm leaving.
I'll be back later.
So sealing wax. What else we got coming up here? Sealing wax. Like these guys. Now this is going to be a true trial here. So this is a flint and steel kit. This is the mini flint and steel kit. Is this in the catalog?
I don't think this is.
Okay. So we have a regular flint and steel kit with a larger striker,
Right.
but this has got the micro striker. So
If it is, it's a line item. There's no photo of it.
right. So here we go. This is a genuine test. Will it actually spark?
It will. I believe it will. Yeah. I have faith.
You have a faith.
Yep.
There we go. Yay! We got sparks. But very small little guy. If you were want to literally you're packing on a trip, you need it to take just a small amount of room, and you want to rely on a tiny striker. Then we have the
But that, you
tiny
can still
striker.
get your fingers in that, which
Oh
is
yeah,
nice.
yeah. Even somebody like somebody
Yeah.
with bigger fingers.
Big,
Look at
big
that.
old hands and look at that. You can still get fingers in there and do it. It's better than those ones that you just kind of have to
Yeah,
grip.
yeah.
Those are hard to use.
Yeah.
This is nice.
All right. I like that. So little, tiny, and do you still write
Somebody
letters?
was wondering, they asked for a poll. They're like, do people still write their own, handwrite letters and send them out in the mail? It can be a little unreliable now. Will the letter actually arrive? But it is
Probably.
a very fun process.
Probably getting. Maybe we'll have to adopt the 18th century postal system very
Yes.
soon, which is.
Send it
Do you
by
know
a
anybody
freight.
headed down to St. Louis? Can you take this letter for me and just leave it at the bar? And when they come in, they'll pick it up.
I'm thinking about it. It's like filling them up with coffee. Take this.
Yeah. Can you
Please.
just, anybody headed that way, heading to Kentucky, take this for me?
Definitely been a challenge lately.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what's going on, but let me tell you, ooh, there you go. I would show you a picture of these that I could hold in my hand, but they're on his face.
Right here. But they have a neat little hinge on them,
Yeah.
and they fit really nicely. They have a nice weight to them. They're not too heavy. They don't want to slide around on you. And I lost my beautiful glasses, and it's hurt my heart ever since. It's been over a year now, so I think it's time to actually fix that problem and put a prescription.
Do you need heart surgery now that they've been damaged?
No,
It's been damaged
Maybe
because of
eye
that?
surgery would help.
Wow.
But mine had thread, because you can cover these with thread, and it helps them from sliding, and also your face won't change colors, although I'm not sure that they do with these. No. But yeah, they're nice glasses. Really nice glasses.
Right, and we have multiple different styles. You know, ones with the straight temples. These are with the folding temples. So we have the 19th century and even the 1820s, 30s style. That's rectangular, right?
Yep.
I like the folding temples because it's like when a kid wraps around your leg and won't shake off. They kind of wrap around your head, and so they don't shake off. Yeah. Hey, a kid's holding on for dear life. Doesn't like it.
Okay, that was an interesting comparison there. I guess it's been a while since I had a kid that's trying to.
I used to hold on to your leg.
Yeah.
And you used to walk around.
Did he try to shake you off, or just let it happen?
No, I just pick her up and.
No. Well, he's a nicer dad than I am.
Yeah. Boot. Boot the child. Can you handwrite an email? That's the question.
Handwriting?
Yeah, you know, it's you could. I guess
so.
maybe you could handwrite it, take a picture of it, attach it to an email.
Or on your iPad or something like that.
Right.
You could do that.
Or the other way around. Somebody was mentioning it, that sometimes they write letters for work because not everyone has email. And sometimes we do both. We write someone an email and then we send a backup letter just in case. Because, again, email not always reliable. So sometimes they get both, just to be on the safe side.
And then I text them.
I was never good at writing letters.
No, Ryan.
I would always prompt.
Ryan will frequently send me a text or an email that says I wrote you a text already.
I do. Because I never know which way is the best way.
Right.
You know? So just cover all the bases.
I sent you a message in Discord. You could find it. Because I try never to be available. That's my.
You're really good at it.
I'm trying not to be available.
Ryan came to look for Dad in the office 3 times today. And twice, I was certain Dad was in his office. I sit right outside Dad's office. I was 90% sure Dad was in there. He was not. I don't know what he does.
Had that trap door going.
Yeah.
Big time.
It's the secret trap door here.
Right. So, the Nutmeg Tavern playing cards.
Those are cool.
Yeah. So, have you seen these up close and personal?
Yeah, they're neat.
Like that. So, Nutmeg Tavern playing cards are available. Did they make it into the catalog?
No, they didn't.
Who's in charge of this thing?
Well, we don't usually put merch in.
That's right.
This isn't merch. This is good stuff.
Well, merch is good stuff.
Yeah, all the merch is fine. They just don't normally
And
go
I
in the
cracked
catalog.
this one open. I stole it out of shipping, and it even comes with a sticker.
Of course. We want to make sure.
Do they all? Or did you just
I
go
think we
lucky?
try our best to get them in.
Is
all
it like the
packages.
golden ticket?
And a really cool metal box.
If you find a sticker in your playing cards, John will show you his trapdoor system.
Dad didn't
Secret.
agree to that.
It's a secret. You're not going to find my trap door thing. No way. I decided that we were going to talk about our candle molds and candles. And, you know, I've talked about the candles in the past. Come on out of there.
You made them too well.
Okay. For many years, I resisted the urge to sell candles.
Oh.
Because I thought, anybody can make candles. You can buy candles anywhere, but it turns out that candles are, everybody wants beeswax
Nobody
candles.
wants to make them. Either,
Right,
yeah.
right. So, so we sell the beeswax candles, and they're all beeswax. They're not fakey bakey, half beeswax, 10% beeswax. We had bees make every one of these.
They worked super hard on those gifts.
I don't even want to know
The
how they
little
do
bee
it.
heads.
Yeah,
just
right.
forming up.
You know. Anyway, but we have wonderful beeswax candles, and if you want to make your own candles, you can get a candle mold, and of course, I've done a couple of videos on that.
Yeah.
One in like early last year, whatever, with the secrets, the true secrets of how to do it. Because if you don't have the true secrets, you'll be like, you're boiling water on it and doing 10,000 things and it never works and it's horrible. But if you have the secrets, then
I think what gets a lot of
super easy.
people is the pop.
I know. Shh. Make them watch the video.
I've been talking about the pop.
You just said it.
You pour soda pop in
No. Anyway.
So Sophie set up at an event and she was doing candle dipping for kids.
Right.
And the most business came from, she was just standing there so kids could dip and to supervise.
Right. And adults kept coming.
Adults kept coming by and like, I'll pay you like $10 to make me candles. so she ended up just making a lot of adults candles when the kids weren't there.
Hey, that probably worked out
She made some money.
pretty well, So candle molds, and we have talls and shorts. Do we just do 6s now? We used to do 4s and 6s, but I think what's the point?
I think we just do 6s. Yes,
Right, it's
that's
like-
what we said. We're like, you might as well
just get a
for the
6.
time you're putting
Right.
in. You might as well get 6.
Right. No, getting a 4, it doesn't make any sense. It's like you don't want a 4-cylinder car. You want a 6-cylinder car. Right?
Absolutely, yeah. I don't want 4 cylinders.
Ryan.
Our poll ended up with 50-50.
50.
Just
50.
right down
Oh,
the
no,
middle.
now it's no is 51.
Wait, what was the poll? Did I miss it?
If people still write their letters by
Oh, I
hand.
didn't know it was
I'm
an
glad
actual
to hear
poll.
it's still. I love getting handwritten letters, and so I'm glad to hear it's still 50.
I see a handwritten letter and I take pity on the poor person who's done that.
I have a drawer full of postcards that I purchased as I've traveled, intending to send them to people, and I never do. So now they're just living in a drawer in my desk.
Wow.
Ultimate fail.
Hey, you got mementos from all the places
I
you
do.
went.
Yeah, they're mine. They don't
Right, you
deserve
can
them.
just
They're
send
for
them,
me.
send them to yourself. Now this guy, yeah. So it's not in the catalog, right?
It is.
No, it is in the catalog.
Yeah.
It is in the catalog. There you can take a look, Ryan.
Man, I
gonna
like
take
the
a look.
nice long handle, and look at that contour right there.
Yeah. So I was talking to Brandon. And I said, Brandon, I want a little deer foot there.
Yeah, I
you
like
know?
that.
Because if they just have a straight handle, they feel like you're whoo, they just fly out of
Yeah.
your hand. We're not supposed to.
What's so nice about these is you can do really nice close work with a choke up on the handle.
Right.
But then you can still actually use it as a small little axe, and it's nice.
Right. And
Yeah.
in the time period, they were probably as much or more of a personal defense
Exactly.
item than they were anything else. And you wouldn't want to be on the receiving end of that if you were a log or anything else.
Or either side of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Goodness gracious.
But
And it's
those
got a
are-
wedge in there. Oh,
Right.
These are nice.
These are designed by and made by Simeon, England. Simeon has studied hundreds and hundreds of period hawk heads, and he hand forges them. These aren't hand forged ones, these are cast from his hand forged ones. So you can get a hand forged one from him, or we have these that are cast. It's got his mark on the underside, and they are heat treated and amazing little pieces. And then we fit the handles here. Brandon does handles for him.
We're really excited to work with Simeon. He's been making these one by one for years, and decided to go ahead and start doing some cast versions, and they're great.
And they're stunning
They're
looking.
so clean.
They
They're
look
great.
They look just like the forged one. So
And caveat, did you say this already? They're not on the website yet,
Yes.
but they should be soon. Hopefully in the next, I'm going to go with week. They should
right,
be.
sometime next week they'll pop up on the website, and we've got a dozen or so of these ready to go. So I'm excited by those. So there you go. And it's weird because some of the products we're going to show you here are only on the website, and this one right now is only in the catalog. Besides, while I'm here to say it, have you put a link to the
I did, but
catalog?
I will do it
Right.
again,
Right.
yes.
So the catalogs are available. You can order if you're in the United States proper, as it were, in the 50 states. You can order one of these, and it will be sent to you by bulk mail, which means you could get it someday. You can order them as a product. You can order them and have them put into your box if you're ordering product at the same time. And if you're overseas and you really need one, you can put one in the cart and pay for it, and they'll fix the shipping, right?
Yeah, we
'Cause
will.
the
It can.
postage,
It varies so much with
right?
international.
The postage is like what? So they'll just have to figure it out, and they'll probably email you and tell you what it's going to be, so you can okay it, right? Everything's got to be so complicated these days. Back in the olden days, it was so much easier, but.
Back in like 2010.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe a little earlier than that, but these days, the world, she's a complicated place. Anyway, that's the catalog. Okay, we're gonna jump back into. Woo! Look at that. That's pretty. These we've had for a few years. Let me get it out here. My favorite. I even left it in the picture there. You can see, there's the green carrying case. There's the hook knife. There's the small knife and a larger knife, and then there's the leather for honing it sharper, and a little bit of the green compound there. And then you see that little white thing off to the side. They send it with Band-Aids.
Yeah, I love that.
So, if you want to carve spoons, or you could use it for, small bowls or other carving projects. These guys are very, very sharp and a great little set of tools. And I'm really happy that we have these available. We have got the spoon carving set, and we also have a bowl carving set. So the bowl carving set, instead of the hook knife, it has a gouge that is available in that. So
it's a really great set. I've used it a lot. Yeah, they come nice and sharp.
They do, and then have the stuff there to sharpen. And I'm sure if you went online on the fancy YouTube thingy, you could find probably an umpteen videos about how to make your carving set razor sharp, so that you can
Razor sharp.
so that
Just slides through all those bowls. They make them
that way you can use up all the Band-Aids right away.
so sharp it ricochets.
This I had to include because it's just a special one of those products that we just have to sell. Genuine imitation hog's bladder. So we sell the sealing jars, the jars that, and in the 18th century they would use hog's bladder to seal those up, and you kind of put it in boiling water or put it in hot water, and then you stretch it over the thing and tie it, and it gets really, really tight and kind of seals it as almost as good as saran wrap. But in a weird way.
Harder to poke through.
Yeah, exactly. And we have this product here that we sell at the imitation hog's bladder, which is a natural collagen product, but it is it's not hog's bladder. That's why it's called genuine imitation.
Right. I like it.
Right.
It's really clever wording.
Right.
And it works. We've used them in videos.
Yeah.
I mean, it works really well.
Right. Works great. So if you need genuine imitation hog's bladder.
I can't remember. There's, 4 sheets that come in there maybe?
Yeah.
There's several sheets that come in
4 12 by 12 sheets, which is, a hog's bladder is only yay big, so it's the equivalent of like 2 hog's bladders.
Yeah. It's a surplus.
Yeah. If you need.
From a really giant hog.
Right. And it's fun. I think we've shown. I don't know. Have we actually done a bladder live stream?
I don't. Well, there was one where we did, where we showed multiple
kids'
shots
toys?
of people playing with
Right,
them.
so-
Maybe in a kid's toy.
Right. So
stream.
the hog's bladders, if you see them in hogs being butchered in paintings, almost invariably, you will see the hog's bladder being used by children as a toy there. So there's the hog, and it's half carved up, and then there's kids playing with the hog's bladder, and then sometimes they use the hog's bladders not this kind, but the real kind, for musical instruments.
Yeah,
You should try that sometime. You should make a.
it's on my list of things that I need to do.
You are not telling me the truth. I don't believe you for a second. So these we've carried for a very long time, and
Best scissors in the world.
best scissors in the world. We get the set of 3 of different sizes, and they are very good. I mean, it's an inexpensive set, and these are great for sewing, cutting threads and yarn. And the bigger ones, they work really well.
When we built the cabin, we only used axes for the camera. When the cameras were turned off,
That's what
we
you
were
used?
trimming the logs with these. They work super well. You can get everything taken care of. And they're easier to use than anything else, I'd say.
Give me that. See what I got to put up with? See what I have to put up with. Here. this is what I need right here. Everyone needs a lance point.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think that thought occurs to most women, but usually when you're at a tent, most of the men agree with that statement when they come
Right.
through that.
They see this and they go,
Everybody wants one.
ooh, I could put this on a stick and then I could poke things
You
with
think
it.
that you don't need it, but as soon as you have it, there's a purpose immediately.
You can put this on your guitar headstock.
Perfect. Goodness gracious. Maybe a guitar pick.
Yeah. They're mostly decorative. I don't know if I'd be poking people with it or anything like that, but
You're not sure?
generally it's frowned upon. But they're impressive enough to scare people away.
They are.
And you can use them for not only lance points, but they did use some pole arms in the American Revolutionary War, trench spears. A lot of times they would use a point like this for a pontoon or spontoon. Sorry, not pontoon, spontoon or a partisan, which is a similar kind of pole arm, like a sergeant's or a officer's pole arm that they would have in the time period. So, and we like carrying stuff like that. Oh, here, this is for you, Ryan.
Yes.
This
a
is
wonderful
for you.
product.
So I don't think it's in the catalog,
Wonderful product.
but we do have these in stock again.
That's so great. Yeah, this is so fun. I think that they're used more often in just in the hobby. This is a really handy thing to have around with you in your tent. It makes your stay much more enjoyable.
Right.
And it helps with, dyeing clothing the next day.
And
So,
you can use it as a really big mug or whatever.
That's right. The soup bowl. It's really the only piece of kitchen equipment that you need, I think.
Yeah.
For the
No, it's chamber pot. And it's,
This is a little different than they used to be too.
yeah, Gary's
I like
doing a
that
great
one.
job.
Yeah, that's
Gary's
really
doing a great job on
I
that.
love the glaze. It feels so
Yeah.
warm. And
So, yeah, these are made locally here just a few miles away.
Yeah,
And,
neater.
yep.
Yeah. So chamber pot back in stock. Come and
Chamber
get them.
pot back in stock.
Are they online?
yes.
Oh man,
They're
that
online.
link is hot right now. Come and get them.
Give me this. So there you go, Ryan.
What's in there?
Can you read it?
No, I can't.
You don't have glasses on?
Oh, it's foot repair.
It's foot repair.
Nice.
Have you ever had a broken foot?
Every day.
This will fix it.
Ooh, it smells so good. This is good for like
What
hay
ails you?
fever.
Hay fever?
Yeah, this will help you breathe.
Really?
Yeah, put some of that salve on
Open
your
up
chest.
the
Oh, I thought you were
sinuses.
putting it on your feet to help you breathe.
No, you put this on your chest and it heals your feet.
Give me that. Let's see what that. Actually, it does.
It
It does smell good.
It's
Kinda
really what I like it for too is I don't know if do you have calluses that break open on your hands in the wintertime?
Yeah, like
yeah.
cracking
Just-
fingers
yeah,
and
right.
stuff. Yeah.
It's really great.
Yeah, so it's got all kinds of good stuff. Peppermint is what we're smelling there. It's calendula, and it's got marshmallow root. Who doesn't want marshmallow root
I
smeared all
actually
over on your
drink
feet?
marshmallow root tea a lot. So maybe I could use that as
Here,
a
you can just drink that up, right?
That'd be great.
I mean, actually, I think you probably could eat it and not die. Right away, at least.
You got a spoon?
I'm kind of hungry. So foot repair is one of those things. Okay, stop. Yeah, we're past the halfway point. Every week I try to get to brand new, renewing YouTube members, and I'm not going to light this on fire.
Yeah, I just don't want
Brand new and renewing YouTube members and Patreon. I don't have any new Patreon. That's your fault, guys, not me. But brand new and renewing YouTube members. Aston and Valentino's Papa. So Aston and Valentino's Papa. Laszlo Perry, maybe. Or Pierre, or something like that. Lynette Andrews. Dreadlad. Jerry Flood. Darlene Bradley. Vincent Magyar. Aku Akane. These people are like trying to make it hard for me to say
I'm
things.
just sitting here the whole time wondering how much different my life would have been if I'd been named Valentino.
Oh, yeah.
Coach would have put me in. My whole life would have been different.
Rio T. Nature's Adornments. Kingdom-Minded Warrior. Rise Van Bardwick. Dwayne Lee. Lou Cole. And California K. See, California K, that's easy for me to say.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are a lot of names on there.
Yep.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you very much. Thank you for your constant care for what we do.
Before you go on, I'm going to do the super chats.
Yes.
Right, so I don't
Yes.
Chat.
So I've got Raji saying, "Hey Ryan, I told you I'd make it here today. Take care, all." And Piker Drew, thank you for all the years of videos. And then Daniel Sampson renews his membership and sends in a gift membership.
Woo! Thank you very much.
Daniel Sampson. That's the fella. We met him at Feast.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He had a bunch of kids with him. And I think that they were going through an adoption process, if I remember right.
Okay.
Another nice guy.
Okay. This week's video. What is it, Ryan?
Oh, man. I'm excited about this one. This
Yeah?
is a fun one, yeah. So we did cheesecakes, and these were actually from the 17th century. And it's a really interesting recipe because we think of cheesecake as this like super creamy, almost kind of dense and heavy dessert. And so this predates cream cheese. So
By a lot?
Yeah, by
100 and
Right.
almost 200 years.
So we actually had to make cheese to make the cheesecakes, and so we made cheese curd, and then we pulverize it, we mix it with some good stuff. It's in a standing coffin crust. It's completely different, but it's delicious.
Right.
Yeah, it was really, really cool. It was a fun video to make. And I don't know, I like the videos where you can connect it to something that you're already used to making and see where the roots come from.
Right.
So.
And it's so different from, I mean, it's kind of like as night and day as the Yorkshire pudding thing was, right? So it's
Right.
like the Yorkshire pudding did not turn out anything like a modern Yorkshire pudding. So, there are giant changes in what kind of food turns out like because of products like cream cheese that really,
Right,
changes
and
everything.
I think that sometimes you eat cheesecake now, and you're kind of wondering, well, why is this called cheesecake? I don't really taste cheese per se, and this tastes like cheese. It tastes like a cheesecake.
Right.
It was really good.
Now, way back in season 2, I think I did the potato cheesecakes. Did we redo that one? Or
I don't
did
think we ever have.
Right.
And I was intending to talk about that in this video, but I forgot to. Could have added an extra 5 seconds.
5 seconds, yeah. Do I prefer the Yorkshire pudding to the modern one? They're just two different beasts. So, I mean, I think it's like comparing apples to oranges. No, I wouldn't prefer it because it's just not. It's like a pancake cooked in meat fat.
It was strange. But also, I think that when you cook something the first time, you think immediately, oh, I would do this next time. And so a modern one is kind of this, people have been working on variations of that, perfecting it for a long time. So I think that if you made 3 of them the old way and figured out how you wanted to spice it, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I even made it. I made it more than once, and you know, I tried to modify it the second time, and it still didn't go where I wanted it to go.
I did have a friend taste the cheesecake yesterday, and he said that he preferred that to modern cheesecake.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's crazy. But some people don't like modern cheesecake. Who is it that
I
doesn't?
don't love modern cheesecake.
Okay.
I find it something. And so maybe I should test cheese.
Something.
I think that some people are like put off by how creamy it is.
It's very
The
rich.
texture thing.
Yeah.
And this has creaminess, but also has some texture built in there because the cheese curds, even though you pulverize them, there's still texture there.
Yeah.
So
Because I think one of the things I love about like a pie is the difference in the texture. You got the filling and you've got the crust, and you kind of go back and forth. Whereas cheesecake, it does have a bit of a crust, but there's just an awful lot of the cheesecake cheesy part of it.
I love in a modern cheesecake when somebody's made it and the crust kind of comes up on the sides.
That's
more.
true. I do like that. It gives
where
you
the
a third
business
texture.
is. That's the good stuff.
You probably like the edges of brownies too, or something. Anyway,
That felt. I was a little aggressive.
we do have some newer ceramic bowls. You know, we use a lot of bowls on the show on YouTube, and it's hard to find sort of modern made-ish bowls that are made in a period kind of style or glaze look, and so I'm really fond of these.
Yeah.
They do a good job of emulating the feel of salt glaze.
Yeah.
With the blue on the top, and you get a kind of an orange peel effect here. So they're very, very nice for that, and really enjoy those bowls along with some of those other designs too. Having period bowls is fun. So those are, and look at it, they're like musical
I
instruments.
wonder, some bowls you don't want to take to camp.
Right.
This doesn't seem super fragile. No, it seems.
Yeah, it's a good bowl. So you'll probably see these guys showing up on our on some of our videos too. What else we got here? What?
Look at that thing.
Rotisserie, kind of brazier. What do we call them? Gridiron, rotating gridiron.
I think we're on Twirly Whirly something.
Yep.
or other.
Twirly Whirly is what the technical name of this is. You apparently made actual toast for this.
That's it. Real toast, real life toast.
Right, real live toast. Over
You know
the
why they
fire,
call it a
not
toaster,
over
right?
the wood like that, because actually today you probably could have set it out in the sun and
Toasted right out.
toasted it without even having a fire. Saw a picture online of somebody with cookie sheets with cookies baking in their car.
They're frying
windshield.
it.
Yeah, I was like,
Threw it on the sidewalk.
yeah, wow. So these guys are now available. This is a new product. Again, are these available on the website yet?
Not yet. This
Not yet.
one and the gridiron, same thing with the hawk. They probably
Right.
week somewhere.
This
in there.
guy, the hawk. I thought these were. Anyway, boy, you were shooting with some high ISO there, weren't you, bud?
Yeah, it was dark.
Yeah.
It was really dark.
Yep.
That one has, the surface is really big. It's really
Yeah.
nice.
Right.
So you can get a lot done with that.
Right. It's almost like one of the folding camp grills, except it doesn't fold, and it's got a handle, so you can pick it up and do things with it. So super.
And the Twirly Whirly one, there's a period example
There
for that,
is.
right?
I was just, and I thought it was such a good idea because a lot of times you are wanting to shift it so
yeah.
that it can get evenly cooked. And so you're like, well, good. You can just kind of grab it and move it around.
And kind of like the toaster has a revolve.
Yes.
It's nice
Absolutely.
too because the bars are wider on that.
Yeah.
And sometimes you can
Yeah,
wanna
stuff just
grill
drops,
something, it
yeah.
just drops right through.
Right. Yeah, this one's got the rounded rods, which can be useful in other situations. So really, it's 6 one, half dozen others. Sometimes you want it like this. Sometimes the flatter ones are.
That's why you
are
have to
useful.
get 2 of each.
Yeah, of course. And I think that is, ta-da!
Look at that fella.
And actually, this has a picture of which is interesting. We used it for the catalog cover. The coat is actually the costume coat.
Yeah, it wasn't the intention to use it for the cover at
Right,
all.
but he thought
I really
I
like
looked
the
so
image.
good
Yeah.
that he thought, let's just use it for the catalog cover.
But I do think it's neat that our costume level stuff can go on the cover. It looks
Right.
really great.
Yeah. Now, obviously, I on second thought, I wish I wasn't, so bushy bearded, because soldiers wouldn't have been that way in the 18th century. But that's the way I was that day. And Ryan said, "Quick, put this on so I can take a picture." And so I didn't have a chance to, change my facial hair just for that. And then it shows up in the catalog cover. Oh well.
We even
photoshopped it.
deliberated on whether or not we should use it, and
Right.
it worked out so nicely we decided to.
Right. It's got some nice and bold colors, and sometimes you don't want to use pictures like this when the sun is just boom. I don't know if we had any cloud cover.
We
I mean,
kept
you could see
waiting
some clouds.
for them, and
right.
it really wasn't working out that
Right.
well. Yeah.
Right. So we ended up, and it still looks great even though there was direct sunlight. So that can be a real battle. Anyway, so there we are. We made it through. Just a dribble drabble of product ideas I thought would be fun to bring onto the live stream. I didn't have any other kind of specific standout ones. They're probably there. I just wasn't thinking about it. Was there any ones that you guys thought about that I didn't bring down,
Not specifically.
bring up? Yeah.
Do we have a new blanket or a new blanket color? I felt like we did. But
Are
I can't
you
remember.
thinking about the striped blankets?
Maybe.
Like the heavy wool ones?
Yeah.
the
Those are
heavy-
the most recent
Yeah,
addition to the
okay.
blanket, and I've been very happy with them. So
Yeah.
they're very toasty.
And there certainly, I think that there were sometimes, I think that next year one of my main goals is to get a lot more new products, because what we'll do oftentimes is we'll feature kind of all of the new products or the ones that we're really excited about on one page and say, hey, they're available on the website, and then they don't necessarily make it into the body of the catalog the following year. And so I want to do a better job of that for the next catalog, because I know we've got like the herb chopper, we've got a lot of really cool products that aren't highlighted as much as I would like them to be. So.
And yes, the dough bowls are rustic.
Don't forget the fact we always try to make sure you know.
The reason why we tell people that is because it's one of the most returned items, because they say, this has got a knot in it, or it's like, we told you it was rustic, okay? Straight up
I don't
front.
think I've never had one just like leak through.
No.
Yeah.
No.
So, but I know at one time they were like made from like salvaged
Yeah.
firewood, essentially, right?
Well, they're
like
down,
burnt forest?
down
Yeah,
trees,
okay.
yeah. And they're made from, they're not cutting down fresh trees, they're cutting down trees that have died, and so they're, they're being very good stewards of the land with the trees they're choosing, and each and every one is done by hand, and they are all very different.
Well,
from each
and
other.
it's kind of hard to picture the variety that you might run into, because there can be quite the range as to what they can look like, and it's kind of fun to see, because you're like, they so many different textures and color
Yeah,
possibilities.
and we get to see all the, but when you order one, you just get one. Sorry.
You can order 10 if you want.
Well, you
to.
could, and then you get a variety.
Let's draw everybody's attention to page 78.
Page 78. What's on page 78?
There,
The
in
whole
our
top.
catalog, there is Blue Lion coffee for sale in
Wow.
this catalog. So that's a really
there?
special product, and there's a whole array of products there that you can choose from.
So what's the favorite Blue Lion coffee?
Well, the nutmeg blend.
Is it?
Yes.
I mean, from what people buy through Townsend's,
Right.
absolutely. Captain's Choice is probably the most ordered one that we have, but from the Townsend's, group, it's definitely.
Which one is you the most proud of?
I really like the nutmeg blend. We drink that a lot at home. it's kind of an all-day drinker. It's a really good breakfast blend. So I'm really proud of that one. I like how it came together.
Cool.
Yeah.
So have you done like a lot of adjusting since?
I think I just roasted that one a little bit lighter than Dave did. I roast everything a little bit lighter than Dave did. And I think that over time, some things, I wanted there to be more separation between light and dark. Right. So as far as the dark stuff, I take it as dark as he did. But there's more of a middle ground than there used to be. So.
Okay, so a couple notes about the catalog. So somebody had a question and they were asking whether they would be on the list. And so, whether they might be automatically getting one. So I did kind of want to let people know, you're like, if you've ordered in the last year or so, you'll probably get one automatically. But if not, if it's been longer, or if you want a second one, or, to give to somebody or something, then you can absolutely sign up again on the list.
And we are starting the BOLO, so be on the lookout for catalogs in the mail. If you see one, if you get yours in the mail, then report it.
Yeah, we haven't actually gotten ours in the mail yet, so
Right.
and I haven't heard of anybody getting one in the mail yet.
They're in the mail stream, so
That's
it
right.
will show up, if it's in the mail stream now, it'll show up anytime between now and next Christmas.
But at some point, for sure.
I haven't seen anything tagged on Instagram either. I was looking earlier.
We're gonna wait and see. It's always fun to hear the first couple ones that reach.
What is that hatchet again? How are you going to describe this?
I'm sorry? How am I going to describe it?
Right. What did we say?
Do we
What's
have
the
a name
copy
for
on
it?
this guy?
There's no copy.
There's no copy.
gonna
You
have
just
to
put a
write the
picture
copy.
of it?
We had pictures because I still didn't know even a for sure price, and we didn't know a for sure handle.
Oh.
So I didn't do the copy because I didn't have all the details just yet.
Wow.
Like this, I hadn't seen this handle yet.
Right. Well, this is brand new.
Right. That's why.
But it did have a handle. You had something to take
I
a
did.
picture of.
I did, but I knew that was a prototype handle.
Right.
so.
Right. So these are. What did we end up calling them? Do we know
We
yet?
still don't.
We don't even
we
know.
We still have the fun.
We don't even know what the official name
That's
is
right.
of
We'll
this
come
little
up
guy.
with one. Don't worry.
Let's see.
Let's call it the felling axe.
Do we have belt axe in any of them called
I don't
belt
think
axe?
so. No.
So we're going to call this,
The Simeon England cast belt axe.
yes, something like that.
Rolls off the tongue.
I like little guy. You should just call it little guy.
The little guy, little guy, like Louisville.
Whoa,
The
yeah.
little guy, belt axe. And
Whippersnapper.
yeah. Anyway, yep. I don't know what to say beyond that. Watch out on the watch on the website for new products, and we'll figure this out.
We'll come up with a name. Don't
Yeah.
worry.
Yeah, maybe we should do a poll.
Right for the name, right?
There you
Like,
go. Your chance to reach out and help us with a title. You can drop it in the chat there. Well, what do you think?
Do you want to hear a story?
Yeah.
So this is from the chat. Farmer's wife says, "Thank you, Townsends. I love your channel. I've said this before, but every Friday when the grandkids get off the bus here, they were excited because it's Townsend's Day. That's what Friday is."
Man. Okay.
We could do this every day.
Those poor kids are in summer school right now. Getting off the bus on Friday.
Maybe this summertime they don't have to get off the bus.
And they're just as excited because
It's
it's
nice.
Friday.
It's nice that they want to watch it.
Yeah.
My kids don't want to watch it.
Your kids don't want to watch
I
it?
don't think so.
Maybe because you're not on here more often.
No, I'm saying any of our videos.
Oh,
They're not. I think it's old news to
they're
them.
rotten kids.
Yeah, I know. It's old news.
I know my children all really want to watch me in another video.
I know Aaron's excited to watch every single one.
After watching it 20,000 times while he's editing it. The poor guy. He hears my voice in his sleep. It's like,
Wakes up screaming.
no! Don't tell me that story again, John.
He just has to sleep with headphones and not to hear anything but that.
I think that's it. We're done.
Huh?
If you are, obviously, all these products are either on our website or could be on our website. Items are available in our print catalog, which is a rare thing these days. It's not
Go
like
get a catalog. Get one. They're great.
or just
catalogs.
go online if you don't want to have lots of catalogs hanging around your house, like most people don't
Yeah, I
anymore.
guess so.
I mean, remember when we used to get catalogs and catalogs in the mail?
Like
Remember
a
that?
dozen some days.
We used to get like a gazillion, and now nothing.
Do you remember who took this? Because I was trying to remember who took this picture. This was on a cell phone at Martin Station, but I don't
Really?
remember who took it.
Wow, I don't know either.
That was
did a-
me.
Did you take it?
Yeah,
I
that
thought
was
maybe
me.
it
Yeah,
was.
yeah, that was me.
I was hoping you would chime in because that's what I thought.
For a second, I was like, "Who did take that picture?" And I was like, "Oh yeah."
Ivy
that
got
was
to
me."
take a picture of her two favoriteest people at her favoriteest
Well,
place in the world.
One of my favoriteest
Oh,
people.
sorry, Troy.
She likes you better than me. Obviously, if you're interested in merch or all that good stuff, you also can help us out if you want to help us out with YouTube membership or Patreon. And we thank you for all your very, very kind comments, and thanks for having fun. And thank you, Ryan, for coming in today.
It was fun to
You
be here.
you don't come in that often.
It's
probably
good to
for
be back in the tavern.
probably for a good reason.
It was good to be here.
It's always different. It's always different when you're here, Ryan. No, I always have fun with Ryan. We are very jocular and have fun with each other. And some people might, they're being, whatever. We always have lots of fun.
We're having a good time.
Right. Ooh. My neck just did a thing.
I'm right. Good.
Yeah. Go. That's what happens when Ryan's in the room.
Yeah. Just
Anyway.
in the neck.
Thank you for all your amazing support. Thank you, Lauren. Thank you, Ivy. And thank you, you wonderful super chatters, you Patreon folks, and members, and of course, everyone who comes in and supports us with your wonderful comments and shares our videos. I hope you have a tremendous and hopefully cooler weekend. Thanks for watching.